Hey yo, what up good people, it's your boy SIFISO MAHAYE and I'm back again with another episode with the inside story. So today I'm chilling with Thabang. You guys know him. Mawuta, you are lying. Watch your TV properly. Look at him properly and then watch your TV. If you usually on YouTube, you know this guy. So Thabang, my friend, how are you, my brother?
No, I'm good, my brother.
Thank you for making time and just coming here to meet up with me today.
Yeah.
So I would like us to have a conversation. I like saying conversation because I don't like using the word podcast because everyone is using that word.
Sure, it's a bit of a buzzword.
Yeah, I just want to be exclusive.
Sure.
So you normally call this conversation with SIFISO MAHAYE.
Sure.
So I would like to know more about you, of where you grew up. You grew up in Durban, or KZN, or maybe you grew up in Limpopo, Mpumalanga. So just give me a bit of your background so that I understand.
Yeah. Where would I start? Hi everyone at home. So Kakolatuko Mamse, so Mamelodi. So that's Pretoria. I spent the bulk of like my childhood that side. And then around, let's say 6-7-ish around there, that's when we moved in the CBD.
Oh,
and then from there, like
CBD still in Pretoria?
Still Pretoria. Yeah, still Pretoria. And then, yeah, but Mamelodi Kehai, like family is there. My family home is there. Look man, to the point where like even my barber, like I always go to Mamelodi. Like there's
so the same barber you used
the same barber from 5 when I was 5. Literally him and his team. They were like
a konya.
Yeah, like within our yard, and then like in due
like
time,
your yard is kagging.
Yes, like within the yard. So in due time, I mean, as the business grew, then that developed, and obviously me being between CBD and mums, you know, they seeing me grow up, and it's this whole like, I don't know, it's family, bro. It's family.
So your barber is also part of your family.
Yeah, but not like obviously blood related or anything, but yeah.
Because
like,
you know us black cultures, everyone is family.
100%. Give my love, man. Yeah,
everyone is family.
Hundreds.
So growing up, growing up first I wanted to be a lawyer, and then going to high school, I figured out that being a lawyer, you need to study those big textbooks. Because I had a friend whose dad was a lawyer.
Sure.
And he used to show me pictures of his dad's office and how his dad prepares, and I was like, oh, there's no way.
And that's one.
That's one. Yeah. And you need to know all of them by heart. Because they usually say section 3, thing. I can't. So eventually it shifted.
Sure.
And then I wanted to be a soldier.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. And I do not know what happened from me wanting to be a soldier. I ended up being a radio presenter, modeling, acting. So when I would like to know, when Ukula, how was it for you? Was it the same as mine, or?
I think with me, predominantly like growing up, right? I never did one thing. Like Bengali Polo, and then Lapa, like then it was swimming, then it was cricket, then it was tennis, then it's like all these like different
trying all different strengths.
Yeah. Like I was a very versatile like kid, you know what I mean? And yeah, very active, very versatile. I basically tried anything and everything that had like a bit of adrenaline, a bit of fitness to it, a bit of like.
So you played rugby?
I tried once. That was like the only rugby trial that because I was skinny. Like I grew up very like, I'm very different now, sure, but like I grew up.
You got muscles now.
I'm not. But I grew up like very, very frail, very skinny. I was always like the kid that was always to himself. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Hey man, you get teased a lot, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's
I know that
a lot, a heck of a lot. But then that always kind of made itself up in the form of, you know, athletics or any sports, like being my escape, because then there I could excel.
You get an advantage.
Yes, 100%. Like you're not gonna like your comments mean nothing to me when I'm freaking getting sports awards every year. You know what I mean? So I think that was also kind of like my escape in that sense. So I kept chasing that escape the whole time. But and it's not a thing of, you know, you get people that try something but they spread themselves thin, right?
Oh, yeah.
They try everything, but then it's also very important to know at what level you're operating in those things.
There's a saying that says, what
Jack of all
trade, master of none.
Yes.
So you need to try to figure, be master of something.
100%. And that's the thing, even with that saying, a lot of people don't know the full saying.
I also don't know what's the full saying.
So the full saying is basically that a jack of all trades is a master of none, but still better than a master of one. So it's that second half there. It's that second half that
we never got it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We only finished up the first part. So it's that second part where I realized, like, it's also obviously at what level are you operating in the things that you're a part of. You know what I mean? So for me, versatility was always very important to me, and I realized that the way I carried myself, like in childhood, like being playful, being the sports fella, like being competitive and all that stuff, that is completely translated into like my adult life, where it's exactly the same thing, but still I'm not like a one person man, you know what I mean? Because look, at the end of the day, man, sometimes like if you're gifted, you're gifted,
yeah,
bro.
Man's gotta work.
Yeah. You know, if
man's gotta do what he has
hundreds, bro. And it's like if you're gifted, you're gifted. Like why apologize for having multiple gifts? You know what I mean?
Because it's your talent. No one can take it.
100%.
So how did you then get into the entertainment industry? Because me and you met at one of those agencies. Okay, I won't mention the agency, but we met there.
Sure.
We did modeling and acting. How did you get into that space?
So, at that time, I started in the entertainment industry in 2018. What happened was I was in a business partnership with a close friend of mine just prior, you know? But also contextually, it's very important to understand, like all my life, I've been told to try modeling. I've been called Abu Chama boy, Abu Lava boy, Abu Mr. Handsome. Like, bro, at ages where none of that made sense. You know what I mean? And it's like, why like people always like saying these comments and all these compliments? You know what I mean? And in due time, what ended up happening was this business partnership failed. Okay, went completely south. I got blindsided, eventually went out of the company. So what ended up happening is this business partnership completely failed. Okay, I got blindsided, eventually got kicked out of this partnership.
Business?
Yes, out of the partnership.
So you were left alone, eh?
Pretty much. So now there I am with essentially like my lost money, and I say to myself like, okay, well I'm gonna have to come back, you know, somehow, somewhere. You know what I mean? But now it's like, where do I go? Like,
where do you start?
Exactly, where do I start? And I remember, like, man, you know, when people compliment you like that, like all those words, like sit here, like they just,
boy.
Yeah, they just like float around. And in due time, I was like, well, let me try this modeling thing. Like,
let me try finding it.
100%, bro. And I started with a photo shoot though. So I was like, okay, cool. What's the plan? Let me get a photographer. Let me do a shoot. Let me release those photos.
Was it like a professional photographer, or was it someone you know who you
sent
pictures? So you're like gonna collabo and try to build this.
Yeah. So it was a friend of a friend. She was like trying this photography thing. Yeah, she was trying this photography thing, and I was like, dude, listen, I want to try this modeling thing. Like, what's your rate? I was like, okay, cool. I've got some savings. Voila, did the photo shoot. Bro, I kid you not, those images were so amazing, and it was like my first ever like
photo shoot.
Proper, and I was like, wow, okay, there's something here, you know what I mean?
You're working on something.
Yeah. There's something that we can work with here. And at that point in time, what happened was I decided that I'd release those images
on your Instagram and your social pages.
Yes. So I released those images. I tagged all these agencies. I tagged Boss Models, Rage Models, all of them.
Famous agencies.
All of them. Within 4 weeks, I got scouted. Literally within 4 weeks, I got a DM, and that DM it was like, "Hey Thabang, we've just looked at your profile. We really like what we see, and we really love like we'd really love for you to come and audition for us, and let's see if we can get you like out there, like in front of people. You've got the face, you've got the look, you've got the charm, you've got the smile. Like, let's do it.
You've got everything packaged.
Literally, bro. So that weekend, spoke to my mom. I was like, hey, this is what's happening. Like, can we do
And
some?
a gold trout.
And I literally got like overall model for the day. I got overall brand for the day.
Wow.
And in due time.
Why does it sound like it's that agency? Is it that agency?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, once that happened, bro, the rest was history. I signed with him. I think within 2 weeks I was already on set. But not as a lead, as an extra.
But being on set, that's crazy.
Yes, within such a short space of time. So I was already on set, and from there, man, I was like, geez, I can actually do this thing. Like, I've had so many people around me that I've always looked up to as like models. They've got good bodies, they've got brilliant smiles and all that stuff, and I was like, jeez, man, like, could I ever get to that point?
Like the guy we were talking about earlier on, Dr.
Fez.
Yeah, Dr. Fez. That guy he's a good inspiration to us.
100%, 100%. And it's also, oh man, there's what I live on is sometimes you having courage can be the reason why someone else has courage for them to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you may never know what you're doing inspires other people to be at the top of the level.
Exactly that.
So after you sign with the agency, you go there, you book your first job.
Sure.
You're working with them. Let's just fast forward to Nivea. Because now you're on Nivea. I'm seeing you on my TikTok, on my YouTube. I usually skip you when I see, because just randomly pop up from nowhere. And I'm like, boy, wow, I'm seeing you on Instagram, I'm seeing you on TV, now I'm seeing you on YouTube.
Sure.
In a great way.
Yeah, no,
I
get it. No,
Yeah. So how was the Nivea auditioning process? Was it the usual auditions that we normally do? We go to Craze, we stand there, we get numbers, 125, or was it a more closed audition?
So it was a more closed off. I think for this particular, and thing is obviously just from when I went that particular day, right? So my headspace was, number one, I don't know why I'm here, because I've tried booking Nivea for probably the last 3 years.
Wow.
3 years? Yeah. So
putting in work.
100%. So I would always get shortlisted, but would never make like that final cut where they're like, okay, cool, fine, like we want Thabang. Thabang's gonna be like our guy, you know? So once I got this brief, I saw it was them, and then I was like, I don't know, man.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because you've been one this.
100%, and I was like, did we try again? Like, you know, fine, I'm on their radar perhaps, but I mean, if they haven't picked me by now, like surely they've got, they it seems like they have their face that they want to go with. Yeah, so I was like, there's no ways. So I go anyway, and everything aligned so perfectly for that audition, because I was actually supposed to be at work, but I asked my boss for that week off, because I was actually at Advert for an entrepreneurship week. So that audition fell on one of those days there.
Bro, on your spare time?
Yes. So now, basically took my bike, went there, got to the audition. There were still like a few guys like going through and whatnot. Got there relatively early because I wanted to knock off quick so I could get back to the entrepreneurship.
Because I've noticed everything you do it. You're usually the first person. Because every time you go to audition, I normally find you there.
It's easier that way.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I was like, you know what, like, yes, granted, we haven't booked it in like 3 years, but let's go in with a fresh mentality, new mentality, like,
it's see what's gonna happen.
100%, like, let's treat it as completely brand new, you know what I mean? Got there, did the performance, greeted everyone, man, same energy, bro, like, high energy, like,
so when you're getting in the room to do it, were you the only one, or there were other people, or you had like schedules?
So I was the only one, and then it was the main casting team.
Oh, the casting team.
Yes, and then obviously the lady behind the camera.
Oh, no other contestants?
No, they weren't in the room. No, they were just outside the room. So no one's watching each other's performances at all. At all. Yeah. At all. So that's kind of how it went down. And then, like a few weeks later, boom, voila, like here we go. I get a message from the agent, dude, you're starting 2024 with a bag, like you've just booked it, which is crazy, man, because it's like.
So when was this shoot? Because we started seeing this ad last year.
Yeah, last year August,
Last year.
around there. We shot it last year Jan because it's a big one. It's not just South Africa. So that ad.
It's like the Heineken ads, the global one.
100%. So it's flighting in South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, and Nigeria.
Bro, if I'm
As well.
inviting you to Africa.
Yeah, do a road trip.
Sure,
Yeah, so I realized even when we were shooting, and this is what I wanted to say, that like everyone has their time. You know what I mean? Like even if you see other people booking stuff and what, bruh, celebrate
Stay in
them.
your lane,
Stay in your
bruh.
lane, celebrate them. Like don't even be like, when's my turn, when's nah, your time
It's
will come. Because I realized, I got told that they were casting for a while, yeah, for a couple of months. And a couple of months and a couple of countries, like a heck of a lot of countries. Exactly.
And you're coming from
Yeah,
Malaysia.
exactly. And you exactly. Crazy as that.
It's crazy, bro. So how did you feel when you got the message from your agent telling you that you booked the job? Where were you when you got the call?
Yo.
Were you at work? Were you on vacation?
It was after New Year's, so I was still recovering from the night before.
From the festive season.
So I was at home. It was around 2 p.m. when the message came in, and I was like,
What is the email?
no, WhatsApp. So I see it, congratulations, Thabang, this, but I was like, oh, this can't be real. Yeah, I was like, nah, man, I'll check this message in an hour, bro. Hour passes,
It's still there.
Oh.
Nothing has changed.
bro, to the point where the way I didn't believe it, like even up to the day we were about to shoot, like I was
You were also in shock.
100% because I was like, I've gotten here before where I get close
Yeah.
and then something falls apart. So in my head I'm thinking, okay, fine, I'm gonna get close, and then jiggy at the end they're gonna be like, no, we wanna go with this guy, or we've changed the location, or we've changed the advert. You know what I
The
mean?
whole scene.
The whole the whole thing. So once I got to like the wardrobe, that's when I knew. I'm like,
You get there, you see Thabang, it's written there,
bro,
wardrobe.
bro,
fitting
I was
Thabang.
like, oh man, this is actually happening. Like this is legit happening, and it was incredible, man. Like the team was absolutely incredible. These are guys that flew in. Some flew in from Turkey, some flew in from Brazil. Like it was a proper production, solid.
So after you shoot, where do you see the first ad? Or did they send it to you, or they just tell you to be dropping maybe in a
Just
couple
wait.
of weeks?
You just wait. You absolutely just wait until you see it. So I didn't see it until August. Until a friend of mine saw it on TV,
On TV,
and I was
yeah.
like, hey, screenshot, Nyana, Thabang, like we just saw you on TV, like, and I was like, ow. At that time I don't know. I have like no confirmation, no message.
Even
no,
your agency is not told.
nothing, no heads up. No one knew.
Guys,
Because normally, but in all fairness,
Yeah.
like normally ads would be out in about 3 months. But because this is such a big one, hence why it took longer as
it
well.
took longer.
Yeah, but there's also like VFX in there as well. So all the special effects and whatnot takes time, man.
Because you normally watch an ad and it's like, for my 3 minutes, nyana. But it literally took maybe 30 days to shoot and to put together.
Yeah, so we shot that over 4 days.
4 days.
But then that was full on shooting, like full like non-stop, every single.
Like in the morning, when did you start shooting? Set started at maybe
So call time, I had to be there from about 5:30.
in the morning,
Yeah.
and then
And then from
Wrap?
from 7 we shoot, and then we normally wrap it around 5, 5:30.
half past 5 in the evening.
Yeah.
So that's a full day shoot.
100%.
So guys, you're listening to Thabang speaking now about the Nivea process and the audition. Thabang has got more and interesting news. This is Mr. South Africa. Take us through that process, because I'm also hesitating. I want to enter Mr. Supernatural.
Sure.
But I think it's still early for me. I think it's still early for me. I'm going to give it a couple of years and maybe work on my body.
There's no need.
And no need. Okay.
So-
what makes you say that?
So check, me finishing where I finished, so top 3, Mr. South Africa 2022, 2023. I personally delayed Mr. SA for a while.
That's what I'm saying right now.
But
Yeah.
check. it's twofold. You know, Vela, there's the side where you can say to like you need to wait and prepare, sharp. But also there's also the other side where are you just being hesitant, and you could actually exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's twofold. You obviously need to determine which side of the coin you are.
Yeah, I'm hesitant. I know. I'm sure of it.
That's my chat. That's my chat. So with me, I was also hesitant. So I waited. Man, I had conversation with them from about maybe from 2019 already, like Instagram, like hey,
yeah.
like
Cause I'm also having conversation. I even have the guy. I even have the thingy.
You guys know
number, the thingy. What do you call them? Like the
CEO.
The person, yeah, the CEO of the thingy. I have him on WhatsApp, but I'm just hesitant.
You see, that's my chat. Like, it's really one of those where you just have to make the jump. I literally, it got to a point where I was speaking with my mom. So my mom's like the biggest reason why I finally made that jump. Because I had this conversation with her, man, and I was like, look, I've been delaying this thing for the longest time.
For years now.
Yeah, for years. And it's like, I really want to do it, but like, nyasaba, you know? And she's like, dude, just try it because...
My boy, go out there.
Yeah. You know, the typical like, you know, mom encouragement. And it was a thing of like, just try it. Even if you don't win, like,
but it's
the process in between will get you so much further than had you not even tried.
Incredible people to your process.
100%. So look at what happened as a result of me freaking now jumping and just trying.
You won, bro. Top 3, you won, bro.
Yeah.
So how was your process when you entered? How many were you? Like 60?
So
they're usually a big number.
So in total, I don't know how many applicants they accepted, like from the get-go before they shortlisted. But as far as like once we were on that WhatsApp group, like there were probably a good 70 of us, if I remember correctly. So there were a few of us, and obviously that's across South Africa, right? That's
all over the
all
9
provinces, 100%, all provinces. And in due time, obviously from then they start communicating like, hey, this is what we expect. These are the challenges that are going to start coming your way. I think by June.
So you'll start get eliminated through challenges before you even get together in the room.
Yeah. Okay. Before we all like met and knew, like we would only see each other at
Instagram.
Yeah, got the Instagram and you know WhatsApp status. Well, not. I mean from the WhatsApp group. But I think once it got to top 30, that's when we started having like events with all of us.
Come together.
Yes, because even then
now
there were challenges.
Also come with things.
Yeah. So even from there were challenges that also just narrowed it down bit by bit. But in that time, I will say that was probably like the main year where I learned about personal branding as well as PR, and just how important PR and personal branding is, and just lining up the two, like as best as you can. Because obviously, man, with so much competition.
That was your mom. That's what your mom was saying.
100%.
And a lot of things through the process.
100%. So it was a matter of really being able to like set yourself apart. You know what I mean? Like there's 70 guys. Like, but why must people care about Thabang?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What makes you different?
Yeah, why must people care about, you know, Utefo and Jonathan and stuff? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you dominating
what
the
makes
spaces?
you stand out?
Yeah, are you dominating the necessary spaces? So, hey man, we pushed radio, we pushed newspapers, we pushed online magazines, we pushed...
So you're doing your own PR? It's not...
I had a team.
Oh, yeah.
I had a team from mums, like that we literally came together. And the one guy, Thabang, he I forgot how me and him met, but he was the main one that's like, guys, let me pull some people together, because MAHAYE, you know what I mean, like let's come together, bro. Let's support you as best as we can. Let's put you in the right spaces. Let's put you in the right interviews. Let's get, bro. Like I probably did in total about 8 radio interviews. I can't remember how many magazines we did. I remember I did appearances as well. Bro, when I say I pushed. Like I gave my all. Absolutely gave my all.
So let's just cut it down to the top 20 or top 15. When you get there, what happened?
You wanna go top 20 or top 10?
Let's go top 10.
Okay, top 10 was the finale now.
finale.
That was the final group.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you wanna know there?
How do they like extract people? Is it questions or what challenges did your guys get?
So by the time we got to the top 10, like our challenges were pretty much done. Now it was basically
now it's the people voting.
Yes, now it's also but just finishing the race, like literally finishing the race, focusing on like the final show like that evening, whereby the Q&A would be like the most.
So where was the setting in Pretoria?
So this was 4 ways in Daba Hotel.
Oh, in Daba Hotel.
Yeah, somewhere this side. Yeah, in Daba Hotel.
Now you're letting out the location. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So what was going on in your mind during the process in doing the top 10, getting there, seeing your other contestants?
So, hey, at this point it's like,
were you nervous? Or
yeah.
you were like, I've got this?
No, I was nervous, bro. Because now it's like, this is the cream of the crop. This is all, the top dogs.
Right in South Africa.
Yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? And I knew for me, like, I had to prepare as much as possible for the Q&A. So my PR team and I, we studied them, we sat down with them, we wrote down, okay, this one speaks a lot about this one speaks a lot about that, this, and all these things. So there's a misconception that we get the questions beforehand. We actually don't. At all.
You only get the question when you get there.
100%, like on stage. Yeah, and you only have 30 seconds.
Pick it,
no.
or they just ask you?
No. So 5 judges were seated. So I was number 10. I was the 10th contestant. Okay. So I was dead last, man. So obviously that's also nerve-wracking because you're hearing every other guy go.
And you can hear how smooth they speak.
Yeah. So I remember the first guy went, like the first few, there were some hectic questions. It was like, they were not easy, sort of like pageant questions.
Yeah, if you were to be the president of the country for a day, what would you do?
There was some really hectic stuff, hectic questions. Even mine was probably one of the worst questions ever.
Do you mind sharing yours? You don't remember, please?
No, I remember. I mean, it scarred me, bro. But also there was a bit of madness behind my question. I eventually found that out in the end. So the question I got asked, and I want you just
Let's see if I can answer that question.
Yeah,
I'm not going to answer it, I'm going to answer it in my heart.
Okay, yeah, because it was a question that was strategically formulated. Because it's one of those like double barrel questions where it can go either direction. Like you could say yes and then take it on that train of thought. You could say no, but
take it on.
Yes.
There's no running on it.
No, 100%. Okay, so even at the people at home, so give yourself 30 seconds, right? You literally have 30 seconds. I'm only going to say it once, and you must, in those 30 seconds, have answered as well, okay? So my question that I got asked was, is there a difference between someone who rapes and someone who falsely accuses?
Yo.
That silence that just happened now, I felt the whole audience, the VIP section was just beside me. Everyone just went,
Question, bro.
yeah?
Because whatever you say might catch you at the end.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to see how you think and what type of person you are. And that question can only depend, bruh.
You don't have that time. You're on stage.
You're doing 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
You don't have that time. You don't have that time. Absolutely don't have that time. So it's very unfortunate that I got such a question.
And you managed to
work
around it.
Yeah, and I think also the judge, there's some of the other judges even came and said like, that should have never been asked. Like genuinely, it was a very rough one. But you know what, man? God is good.
Yeah, God is
And in the end, it's like we still accomplished what we needed to, because top 3 is still the winning.
Yeah,
It's still a winning
bro.
position, because we can't necessarily go back.
What's done is done.
Yeah. So from top 4 up, sure, you can try again and you can re-enter.
Oh, top 3 you can't re-enter. So for you it's time to shine.
It's charm.
Until you retire, until you're 60.
Yeah, but of course there's the Mr. Supernatural.
Mr. Supernatural.
We're gonna
Where
be
you gonna be
together.
meeting? Where you gonna be meeting in the top 10?
Exactly.
So after winning this, I'm gonna say winning, because
Sure.
top 3 is like winning.
Yeah, it's a winning position.
So after that patience, what does it bring to you afterwards, life-wise? What does it come with?
For the most part, it's one of those situations where, irrespective of where you place, you need to make sure that you use it. Like, and by use it, I mean use that title. It's yours.
I usually see that if you do not do what you're supposed to do, they can take it away.
Nah, not necessarily. Not in our case. That it wasn't as hectic for me, to be honest. For me, it was like, okay, cool, top 3. So I disappeared. Like, I went off grid for about 2 or 3 months
After winning.
And that's solely because I was going through a lot personally. Faced a very, very hectic, essentially like a very hectic heartbreak in that Mr. South Africa year, and that completely like crumbled me, because it's like
heartbreaks are hard.
Yeah, man, because on one end it's like, okay, cool, in public I need to be like this figure that is like doing well and that's like
Smiling every
yeah,
day.
smiling and stuff like that, but like on like privately,
Weak.
yeah, you know what I mean, like you're weak, you're distraught, you're like confused, you're so, you know, it's it was such a peculiar position to be in, you know, and I remember
you just needed to find yourself.
yeah, I remember telling my boys, like, bruh, I really wanted to give up. I didn't want to go ahead with the finale at all. And I was like, guys,
So
all I have left.
your breakup, your heartbreak was before the top 10. The questions.
Before the finale.
Imagine getting this question and
Yeah.
you
But just before the finale.
you almost fumbled that question. Because that question is hard.
Yeah.
Luckily your mind is clear.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, man, I disappeared for a bit. I needed to just be alone, be in isolation, and in due time, that's when I knew, like, okay, cool, once I bounce back up, like, this is how I'm gonna go about things, this is what I need to do. So it's one of those, like, I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing, but, you know, you kind of just brush it aside and say, listen,
Man up, man.
yeah, so, and it's like, you only, like, windows of opportunity are only open for so long. You know what I mean? And if you don't use it, you lose it. Yeah, you know, it's like
move.
Exactly, because you're only gonna be the reigning title holder for that year. After that, there's a new top 3.
Bro.
After that, there's a new top 3.
you.
100%. So if I didn't use it, then I really would have like shot myself in the foot. Because then, what was that previous entire year for?
What were you doing?
Exactly.
The whole year.
Exactly. So with the title now, man, I moved into all sorts of spaces.
So now
business,
you're in the property space. Speaking of business, you're in
Sure.
the property space now. Bro, when I saw that, I was like, Thabang is now moving. Hey, bro, because there's this guy, I don't know if you know Titimba. He's a big property guy. I think he's friends with Somis and them. He's like a celebrity guy. He's like a big property guy. So I usually see watching his stuff
His
on
content
TikTok
and stuff.
But now I'm seeing you doing the exactly same content as him.
Sure.
I'm like, she's Thabang. Thabang is moving now.
I told you, I'm not a one person, one thing guy.
So how did the property come about? From after Mr. RSA, or you're doing Mr. RSA, it was already
Sure.
in the pipeline?
Nah, it was never in the pipelines. It was never, ever. You see how you went from like, you know, wanting to be a lawyer, then soldier, then actor?
Actor.
Yes, 100%. It was the exact same thing with me. Whereby at the time, a friend of mine who was an agent, so I was with her on one of the days that we were hanging out, and then her colleague basically called her to say, listen, I'm a bit stuck. I need someone that can be.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, like I kind of need like someone to be at one of my properties, like at 3, and that's like in an hour and a half type of thing. And like, are you available? Can you do it? She's like, no, well I can't, but there's someone that I'm with that can fill up that gap. Yes, you've never met him, but I trust him. Like he's a solid guy.
It's my guy. I got
Yeah. You know, it was one of those. And Vele, I rocked up there. So I spoke to the agent, like quickly over WhatsApp. Hey, I'm Thabang. It's like, okay, cool. I need you to be there 3 o'clock. Make sure like any clients that come. Obviously, she's in a bit of a panic because this is like emergency.
She also doesn't know you.
100%. This is a complete stranger, right? And here I am sitting at a 4 million rand property.
Hey.
Right. So at that point in time, she's like, okay, cool. Need you there at 3 p.m. Anyone that comes through, like just like let them view the house, let them walk around. You can show them the link, answer the questions like that as well, whatever. So cool. It was only like 3 to 5. So
they briefed you.
Yeah. So 3 to 5, I did that. After 5, that's when she called me. It's like, hey, so how did things go? I was like, dude, that was so chill.
That's nice, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, no, man, that felt like I was doing like top billing or something. You know, I was like completely chill. A few weeks after that, that's when I was like a regular like house sitter for her.
Yeah.
And after a while, I was like, Mos, this is not rocket science.
This is nice.
And yeah, and I was like, Mos, and plus real estate agents make good money. I was like, oh.
That's why I was like, when I saw Thabang, I'm like,
let me operate.
You know,
Let me operate.
operating at the highest.
Yeah, in due time, then started operating in the Branson area. And I figured, man, like it's really not rocket science.
You just need to love it.
100%, but also you need to apply yourself. But also it comes down to branding, personal branding, which PR that I learned back there.
Media communication.
100%.
So like as in, I'm looking at your journey now. Everything you have done eventually leads up. It eventually connects at the end.
There's a synergy, yeah. And that's what people don't see. It's like people see me do this, they see me do that, then it's that, then it's that.
But
exactly. But that's the thing with vision. Like when you're the only one that sees it, you know how you're gonna put that together, and do this. People in the end,
already.
Yes, people in the end will only see this and then clap. But in the process, it looks like a mess. It looks like kante, you know. But at the end, they're like, this guy, damn, and that's what's coming.
There's another interest, bro. You inspire me a lot, man. Take a 5, bro. Okay. Another one, your scooter company.
Sure.
You hardly post these days, or you just taking a break.
It comes back to what I was saying about there's a timing to everything. So I gave it a pause, solely because I was in real estate and I needed to focus 100%. Needed to learn what I needed to learn. And remember now, with real estate, you're a commission earner, meaning that you literally have to learn how to sell. But you're not only selling the house, you're also selling yourself.
As a brand.
Because to get the house, you need to sell yourself to a potential seller. So all these things,
they need to trust you.
Yeah, so all these mechanics and whatnot was like the main factors that I figured that I needed to learn as quickly as possible before I start implementing that into everything else that I'm a part of. So I put that on pause, but also I'm still structuring a team around it, because often, especially as entrepreneurs, I think we tend to make the mistake where we generally wear too many hats in the business. It gets to a point where you need to start putting off one hat and saying, okay, cool, Tsepo, marketing.
I thought you were gonna say SIFISO.
Yeah, SIFISO HR. Melissa accounting. You know what I mean? Like that's
so that the business structure is solid.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you can kill your own business because you are too much.
So what does your scooter business do? Because I normally see videos you posting couples.
Sure.
At night.
Sure. No, and during the day.
I usually see nice videos
during the day.
where you're showing them around Joburg and stuff. So
it's mainly Pretoria based. We basically curate scooter ride experiences. So we host it. So that's why you never really see the riders, because it's not about us. Yeah. It's about the couple that is with us. Yeah. So man, we've hosted married couples, we've like siblings, friends, that type of thing, where basically I'm bridging that gap between people who love scooters and that adventure, that thrill, but I've always been afraid to even try. And that's why we use scooters, because it's not intimidating. It's not like my sports bike that I've just parked, you know. It's ergonomically friendly. It's not intimidating, and I mean it's comfortable, bro. Like you can literally sit there as if you're sitting in the passenger seat of a car. That's how comfortable it is.
Do I need to have the basics of the scooter, or I
need to know nothing,
and then you're gonna show me?
So we brief you guys. We brief you. Hey, this is the scooter we're gonna be using, and that's the thing. We're handling the scooters, so you don't need to learn. You don't need to know how to ride. So you don't need a license or anything like that. You literally just come with your girl. Say, hey, cool. We booked out an hour. We take a ride, tour the city a bit. Get some drinks, get some food afterwards, come back, we drop you off, enjoy the rest of your day, we take on the next couple, so forth, so forth, so forth. So in due time, definitely I want to start branching out to
different cities.
Yeah, different cities, 100%.
How did this business start? Because scooters are expensive.
Not really, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So it started on the back of me being like a motorbike enthusiast.
Yeah, because you're a motorbike
enthusiast. Like completely. And every time I gave a lift to like my friends or my girlfriend at the time, like
the compliments afterwards.
Aside from that, but also like how they enjoyed it, and I was like, how almost this could be a thing. You know what I mean? Then you think of places like Italy and
where they usually use scooters.
Yes, your Thailand and stuff like that, where you're like, but that it's a norm, it's a complete norm there. And I mean, how much more amazing could that sort of culture be with like a Kasi flavor to it?
Flavor.
Yeah. So
like a South African flavor.
100%. So I was like, oh man, that's a no-brainer. Like I'd love to try get into that space and build up that business. And I mean, since then, bro, we've partnered up with Short Lift.
I was about to ask, because you partnered with Short Lift. Short Lift is huge.
Exactly.
It's huge, bro.
Exactly.
A lot of people, especially the